Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a video on Apex once again. Today we have some new information for next season. This is coming directly from the source, Apex Legends, because we just recently got, in the last 10 minutes, the gameplay trailer for the next season, Season 27, Amped. So yeah, we're going to obviously read some of this information. Now the main thing for this season is Olympus is getting a pretty big kind of rework, I guess, so like a bit of a touch up in areas, as well as 3 characters this time getting touches of buffs as well. So that'll be 𝗏𝗁𝗏𝗏, Rampart, and Horizon. Which, I mean, Horizon, for example, is a bit of a weird one because she has been in the meta for a while. I think she's been out of meta for a little bit as well, but she's still good. So I think it was an interesting choice to choose Horizon, but, you know, that's besides the point. But the other 2 characters that we were speculating, Rampart and 𝗏𝗁𝗏𝗏, are getting changes too, which is definitely very, very good. And also the double tap also goes on the ult layer, so we'll have to go over that as well. And there's other things as well. So Olympus Rising, as you can see by this screenshot right here, we obviously have the Elysium on the bottom corner of the map. So this is Horizon's town takeover right here. This is where Orbital Cannon used to be. So basically Elysium, which is this little part right here, used to be on the very far corner back behind hydroponics, back behind there. And they've moved it over here, which makes sense because, you know, there's quite a lot of things on that core of the map, and so now there's a lot more stuff on this core of the map now. So there's essentially 2 POIs right next to each other. So, yeah, that's what is happening there. As we're seeing by that image as well, there is stuff in this little hole right here, as you can see. There is some stuff there. Weird that they added stuff there, but, you know. We also notice as well that the 3rd grow tower is also not here, which is pretty interesting. There used to be 3 grow towers, and there's only 2. Very odd. There used to be 3, but obviously they must have removed one and added some other stuff to it. So yeah, definitely shift around some things, as you can tell by the image. But yeah, there's other images as well. Obviously, he has a closer up look at the town takeover. Definitely has some Horizon-inspired elements, as you can tell. So we'll have to see what that is all about. But Gravity Engine, the new beating heart of Olympus. Gravity Engine replaces Energy Depot and harnesses the power of Branthium to keep the city afloat, lifts SIP rails, and vertically collide. They're supposed to be all vertically collide. This POI to the next hotspot on Olympus. And then I think this might be Energy Depot. No, this replaces docks. Is that what it says? This platform in the sky replaces docks and is responsible for keeping Olympus. Am I reading the wrong? I am. So Summer's University, that's what this one is. So that's Horizon's town takeover. This one's a Gravity Engine. This one replaces Energy Depot. So it is. I mean, it looks very, very dangerous because it just goes off into the abyss. So it's gonna be a pretty difficult place to get through. I was thinking before that, like, you know, the Energy Depot is normally a pretty difficult area to get through when you're rotating because a lot of teams like to hang around there. So hopefully, yes, if this is a more difficult place to get through, hopefully there's other ways as well. And there's other pathways through the area because maybe there's just going to be a lot of people fighting in the center area, and so you're able just to kind of like slip through the sides. Maybe we'll have to see. But then we also have Stabilizer, which is where docks used to be, which is just looks like a kind of like, you know what it kind of looks like? It looks like what we had in Stormpoint. It was Antenna. It kind of looks like Antenna a little bit just by the look of it. So it looks good. I do like playing on docks, and it does look a lot like docks as well, like the kind of layout of it. So it might get the similar kind of sort of amount of people going there because it's on the edge of the map. It's still probably going to be the same as docks. It's going to have probably more loot there. It's going to look more new as well. And then we'll have Dockyard, which is near hydroponics, which is good because that little town there was a bit weird, because it wasn't a point of interest, and there was only one POI in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, and that was just hydroponics. Obviously Elysium as well, but that's been moved. But they were both right next to each other. So it's nice that they made use of this area where the town was, and actually made it a proper POI, so that's cool. And it's good that they're adding new POIs. That is what is absolutely amazing. Not just removing stuff and replacing stuff, they're also adding new things as well. So then here we are, we have Amped Legends. So we have Valkyrie, Rampart, and Horizon getting some changes. So Valkyrie is ready to rule the skies with her revamped jetpack. Interestingly as well, looks to be a lot more areas here that the missiles are hitting. It looks to be 20 different missiles, as you can tell right here. So that's a lot more than what Valkyrie currently has. So definitely her tacticals got buffed there. Also as well, from the screenshots that I noticed as well, right here, I noticed that it's a little bit snowy, as you can tell right there. So we could see some elements of the map being like snowy, because it's supposed to be set on Vantage's home planet, Pagos, I'm pretty sure. So it's essentially been shifted to a new place. So we could see more snowy elements as well across the map. So I'll see about that. But yeah, that was quite interesting though. That I just like spotted that. Where are we? Here we are. So she can take flight quicker and move further than ever before, and she also has a revamped jetpack as well. So that might be interesting. It might be different to use potentially. It might be faster to use, things like that. So you might be able to move around faster. You might have more fuel in it, different things like that. She can take flight quicker and move further than ever before. That makes it sound as if she's going to be a skirmisher character. Now, I looked at the trailer, and the first thing I kind of thought was, they might make it so when she uses the jetpack, similar to the ultimate, that it shows triangles, and it shares that information with teammates, so that you basically have the scans, but just when you're using your passive. It did kind of look like they were showing that off, so it might be a thing, it might not be a thing. I would also like if them triangles also popped up if you hit someone with a missile. That would also be pretty good as well, because right now it's just a damage tool. The missiles is a pretty weak one as well, because a lot of other damaging tools kind of lock people in place. So if you could damage someone and also scan them as well, with the little like triangles that pop up, and share that information with your teammates, and that could be pretty useful. So we'll have to see what happens, of course, but yeah. Also found it quite useful as well. I don't know if this is just because the Newcastle shield is like turned off, but the missiles aren't getting destroyed, I don't think. Well, I might be a bit wrong about that, I don't know. But yeah. We also have Rampart walls now have a roof, which was pretty interesting, and allows her to bunker up. That wouldn't be the buff that I would give her, personally. But I do still think, out of any buff they can give her turrets. Make it so her ultimate can be placed down and it would automatically shoot people. Like, that would just be brilliant. But this is obviously the one that I went for. I don't think it's going to do much, because you having a roof, there's not many times where you're shooting someone from below, below them. There's not many occasions where that happens, and you need to be smart when playing Rampart, just the same as Watson. So having a roof above your head isn't really going to do much. I don't think it will. To actually boost her up a little bit, I don't think it will. But we'll see. We will see. It says also charge up your amped walls by dealing damage, then charge into battle. So I don't know if that's just a play on words to just like say like, oh yeah, Rampart's better now, but like that kind of sounds like another buff as well to our walls potentially, like have like a exponential effect, where the more damage you do through the walls, the more damage it's going to do to the enemies. I don't know. I'm just reading into it a little bit, seeing if we can get some like hints of what might actually be happening. But then also Horizon as well is going to get some new perks that allow her to float off of her lift or slam into the ground, which I thought was quite interesting. We'll have to see what that is about. So it definitely seems like it's going to be a choice of how to, probably to do with the passive probably. So it's going to be a choice, obviously, of which one you want to go with. But yeah, that'll all be coming out the 3rd of November. So all them changes, we'll see all about that. But now we also have the double tap. So the double tap's coming back for the G7, and I believe it was the EVA 8. So pretty sure they'll still be for them weapons, but also for the alternator as well. So for the alternator, rather than shooting every other barrel, every other bullet, it'll shoot both of them at the same time. Now I'm assuming that means that you basically shoot twice as quick, maybe. I'm just reading it right now. Maybe that is what that is, because that does sound incredibly OP, given the fact that the alternator is typically a pretty underused weapon, typically, and it's still pretty good though. So the fact that it's going to do potentially twice the amount of damage. I'll even show as well right here, you can see that both the bullets are getting shot at the same time, so we'll have to see what that's all about. We'll have to see. But now we're on to Mantle Boost. So I don't know exactly what this is, to be honest. But adding another tool to your movement toolbox officially, give yourself a boost to move by activating Mantle Boost as you climb up from ledges or walls, and use it to dive into your next fight. If you took the time to master what our community calls Super Glide, don't worry, it isn't going anywhere. It remains the high bar for skill. Mantle Boost brings similar functionality with higher accessibility for all legends. Okay. I think I like that. I think I do, because me personally, I haven't really got too much in the movement side of things, in like abusing the movement mechanics. So things like super gliding and stuff like that, I haven't really got too much into that. So having an accessible feature that makes it so you can kind of do a super glide, but it's actually a feature of the game, is cool. And it's cool that they're actually kind of leaning into these things that people have shown over time, because the movement features of the game are the thing that get a lot of people interested. So yeah, I think that's all. I think that's a good feature, I think. I don't know what the box is about. There's like a little box there. I don't know what that's all about. We'll see what that's about, but yeah. That looks so goofy. I've just now realised how bad that looks. It literally is just like a fucking Fortnite box. So I'm assuming you'll be able to put a wall here, like on the left-hand side, like to make a box. But then that'll look really weird having two walls combined together. Well, let's see what that's all about. I'm hoping that it's not gonna like fuck things up around part, but like it looks weird. It just looks weird. That would not be the buff I would make. I think they're trying too hard to give Rampart a buff, and it's like no one is gonna really care about this. To be completely honest, no one's gonna care about this. Like, I don't know. What am I missing right now? So, we're improving loot quality to across drop zones in ranked play. The new drop zones sparked many internal and external discussions, one of which is about the fairness of different POI loot quality when you have no choice on where to drop. To assuage these frustrations, you will see more consistently loot quality. Okay, that's good. That is really good. Only issue is I don't think maybe people like playing ranked because of the drop system. I personally don't really like it too much because I like to choose where I want to land. I don't like to be forced to go to some fucking out of the bloody random blue place on the map. Me personally, I had to choose. It does make it more competitive. Don't get us wrong. It does do that. But I personally just like to land where I like to land. So that's my two pence on that. So then we also have Trident tune-ups as well. So improved handling, better and more lenient boost control, and a new ability to jump and glide over rough terrain. That's cool. Is that going to be the meta now, where you just go to Trident and you just kind of like fucking just go around on the Trident? I mean, that might be the case, maybe. What the hell is this? Complete amped launch challenges within the first 2 weeks to earn a new amped seasonal packs to test out the new wish list feature. What? And get a shot. What? A wish list feature? Oh, so you can like wish list items potentially in the shop. Okay. You get a shot on the mythic bird of prey R99 skin. Right? They've got a new weapon as well. Build your wish list with 5 legends and 2 weapon classes to target your favourites. For now, wish list only affects limited epics and in the amped seasonal pack, but look out for bigger updates coming soon. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm assuming I was thinking a wish list would have been like something that you could like, oh, I want to wish this like this item to like put on a list of items that I want to get. Clearly, it isn't that. So I don't know. Tell me, guys, what you guys think about this. Me personally, I think it's just one of the meh seasons. You know, it's got a map update, which is great, but like that's about it, really. This is kind of like the typical kind of updates. So, is it going to be a season that I really play a lot of? Probably not. But we'll see. We will see. So yeah, please do like the video, guys, if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Okay, so update time. It's not the end of the video, guys, because we actually got an update on an update. So we'll quickly go over these as well. So this is off the Apex Legends news channel. So we have Valkyrie, so the jets actually charge 3 times faster and take off quicker, so just like what I said. The ultimate launches quicker as well, just like what I said as well. And the missile swarm no longer deals self-damage, which is great. It scans enemies, which is great. That's what I was hoping for. We need more scanning from Valkyrie because that's what her class is all about. And disables movement passive. So another kind of disabling ability, which is very similar to the controller class with all them traps as well. So that's great. I would say some very good changes there for Valkyrie to keep her in her class, but also make it so other characters are nerfed because of it. It's great. It's good. I like it. Rampart, so Uncover now evolves with gameplay and gains a roof. Now, I don't know what the hell that means. I thought it would have been like a perk that you could get, but it evolves with gameplay. So we'll see exactly what that means. Infinite ammo and faster reloads when firing behind cover. So that is actually a perk that she has right now. So they are embedding that. So that might mean that the one that I just mentioned there, the roof that she has, maybe that might be in the new perk that is taking that spot. But walls regenerate health while out of combat, which, to be honest, that's a pretty good buff to make it so she actually controls areas a lot better. Because yes, you can defend very well with Rampart. If you're going to snipe somewhere, you already can do that pretty well. But if you're really putting a lot of pressure on, if there's a fuse or something, and fuse is going to be really annoying to a Rampart. If there's a fuse and your covers are getting destroyed over and over and over again, then you can just wait a few seconds and it'll just regenerate by itself and you can shoot again. So you really are allowed to put that pressure down. All the issue is, once again, is when people get too close. Like with, Wattson, Catalyst, and Caustic, they can control areas if people are trying to push into their building. Rampart really can't. You have to kind of rely on the turret, and that's why I think they need to have the ultimate be a sentry turret to place down somewhere as like an alternate use for the turret. So you can have one in your hands and you can put one on the ground. That's what I think, and it fits well with the class because obviously controller characters have traps, and that would be a type of trap. That's what I think. I think they should definitely do that, and I think Rampart would be a great character. I don't think this whole roof thing was really, we don't need that, really. The 2 buffs I really think they could have done with for Rampart was the sentry turret and some buff to the wall. I suggested to make it so both sides of the wall you could shoot through if you're part of the team. But I think this one where it regenerates over time is actually pretty good as well. Because then at least you are able to defend somewhere more long term with that. And I do also think her passive needs a little bit of an additional thing as well, to be honest, because just having it all be revolved around LMGs when you might not want to use LMG is kind of shit. So we'll see what they do with that, maybe. And then we have Horizon, so the gravity lift cooldown has been reduced and the speed has been increased as well. And the Black Hole Ultimate gains more health, so it takes longer to actually destroy. And you can either fast fall or glide mid-air and gain extra gravity lift charges upon knockdowns. So Horizon is probably better right now, to put it simply. She's basically just back to where she was in Season 7. So I'm definitely not going to be playing this season because I fucking hate Horizon so much. I hate having to deal with that on controller. You have no aim assist on Horizons going up and left. So there's basically no chance I'm playing this season. But obviously though, because if she is back to Season 7, fuck's sake. If she isn't, and there's other characters that take the throne of who's best, then maybe I might be playing this. I don't know, but I hope that they buff all that a little bit, because that was my favourite, to be honest, recently. So we'll see. We'll have to see what happens, but yeah. So that's just the additional information that basically got released as well. So yeah, this is the official end of the video. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.